Hi, this is Omar at Top 5 E-Bikes. It's been a while. This is a video on my first impressions of the Lectric Xpedition 2.0. And then I'm also going to talk about some of the differences and some of the things I called out as issues in the 1.0 Xpedition. And we'll see if Lectric fixed those issues. If you haven't subscribed to Top 5 E-Bikes, you should do so right now. You should also check out our website, top5ebikes.com. We've been publishing quite a bit of content on the website. It's been more of a focus of late, but check us out on the website. Like our channel and follow our channel if you'd like to see content on YouTube. All right, so we don't actually own this bike. Lectric did not send it to us. Actually, a friend of mine, his dad bought this bike and we were able to use it for a little bit and ride it around. That's why this is just a first impressions. I haven't ridden this bike around too much. Just been riding around town for a few days. So that's why it's only a first impressions and not a deep, in-depth review. What I can say is that this is a pretty cool bike for someone that's looking for a cost-effective cargo bike. I mean, you can get this bike for around $13.99 at the base level, and actually right now at the time I'm filming, which it's about to be Memorial Day, there's some Memorial Day sales, so I think you can even get the long range version for around $1,700. So you can get this at a pretty low price, and you get a lot of bang for your buck for this e-bike, because you get a 750 watt motor that peaks at 1300 watts. You get again, you have 3 different battery options. So you have the single version, the dual version, and then the long range version. So this has the long range version. And you get a lot of little upgrades from the last version of this bike. Some of them I do like. For example, the torque sensor is actually a nice little upgrade. So it feels like it's a little bit smoother as you're transitioning between gears and as you're putting more pressure as you're pedaling. I haven't ridden this too much, but I didn't feel any wobble, and in the last version I would feel wobble in the foldable stem. So that's one other difference I noticed. Just the look of it also. So they made a little bit of a change to the frame itself. So it's a little bit cleaner looking. This frame is longer. So I did mention in the last video that the rear frame of this bike was a little bit too short, and especially if you were going to use it to have 2 kids in the back. So if you were going to have, say, 2 Yep Maxis, they were barely going to fit on the rear rack. This one has way more space. I don't know exactly, but it looks like 5-6 inches more, so you could easily fit a couple children on Yep Maxis. So got a little bit of longer frame, like I said, a little bit cleaner looking and tighter looking in terms of just the quality of it, and you still have some of the features that you had in the last bike, like it's foldable stem, you have these pedals that you can remove, snap off pedals, and this low step over frame. One of the big issues that I had the last time was the kickstand, and I'm not sure if they upgraded it. It's for sure sturdier, but it's in a weird position and it makes it really difficult to dismount. So if you're using it and you're going to kick it off, it makes it really difficult. So I've talked to a couple people that have been using this bike, and it's definitely an issue for them, is the kickstand. So I recall my biggest issues were the rear rack being too short, and so they fixed that. The other big one was the kickstand, and they, I wouldn't say they fixed that, because they did improve the type of kickstand, but the placement of it makes it really difficult to actually utilize it. So I wouldn't say that they upgraded that part of it. But then they made some other upgrades, again, like the torque sensor to me seems a little bit better. I wouldn't say it's better than, say, the Venton torque sensor, or even I've been riding the Flyer Via. That's a pretty nice torque sensor. I do like the display, which is super bright, and then you have the accessories, which are I think a little bit better than the last version, so they upgraded a little bit. I still wouldn't say that they're on par with, say, Rads or even Flyers. So the Flyer Via has by far what I think are the best accessories for a cargo bike, but nonetheless, I think it's a good bike if you're looking to spend, probably $1,300 under $2,000. Now, if you were willing to spend about $2,500, then I would say I would definitely pick the Aventon Abound or the Flyer Via or the Radwagon. Even I haven't ridden the newest Radwagon, but because I think the components on some of these other bikes are better. For example, like the hydraulic brakes are no-name brand, so that's an example of you would just get better components with a bike that you would pay a little bit more. So if you're willing to spend a little bit more, you should get one of these other bikes. If you're looking for a more cost-effective cargo bike, then this is a good one. Thank you for watching. Let us know if you have any questions.